What is up, y'all? It's your boy Tony Holiday back at it again with another video. Today, we're talking about sidechain compression, and for good reason, because it's something that's talked about a lot in the online music producer community, and it's something that's very powerful if you know how to use it properly. What is sidechain compression? Essentially, you're going to be taking your compressor and you're going to ask it to only work when a different audio signal comes in. For example, you take your compressor on your melody, you would sidechain it to your kick drum. So this compressor is going to squash this audio signal when your kick drum actually comes up. So therefore, what it's going to do is make your kicks hit harder because your melody's coming down in volume, if that makes sense. I'm going to show you guys all how to do this in this tutorial. Let's get straight into it. Tony Holiday, Logic Pro, let's go. All right, you guys, so the session I have today is actually very simple, but it's good because it's going to actually orchestrate how sidechain compression works. So what I have here is just some chords for you guys. I also have a kick drum here, and that's going to actually what's going to be sidechained to the melody. And then I also have these other drums that I've added for afterwards, so we can just kind of hear the track together, and hopefully the kick can punch through. Let's take a listen to the chords really quick. Simple chord progression, kind of like a neo-soul Drake sort of vibe, Party Next Door. And then we have the kick drum on top here, which we'll listen to on top of the chords with no sidechain. You get the idea. It's kind of flat. The kick's not really coming through. You can definitely hear it's way in the back there. So let's make this thing come through really nice. Take our chords here, and we're actually going to add a compressor to it. You can go down to the channel strip, add a compressor by either clicking this little bar here, or we can also do it by just going down here, Dynamics, Compressor, Stereo. And this is what a default compressor is going to look like in Logic. It's using the Platinum Digital setting, which we will use. I'm going to orchestrate an example of what sidechain is, first of all, on a really, really heavy scale. Turn off the auto gain, turn off the auto attack and release. Go up to this corner here where it says sidechain. Click that, instrument, to the kick, or instrument 4, which I have it under. Now our compressor is only going to act when the kick comes through. We're going to take the threshold all the way down here, and we're going to put the ratio really high. What this is going to do is show you what sidechain sounds like. And you can actually hear the kick come in, and the melody signal will duck when the kick does. So let's take a listen to this. So that's not a really tasteful sidechain compression because we still want the melody to exist. We're actually going to be tricking our listeners' ears so that they're actually going to hear the kick just really quickly punch through and then come back down. So what we can do with this is we can adjust it to taste. Just listen to where we can hear the kick coming through the melody, but not too much to actually take the melody away. So the first thing that I would do is actually take the attack down all the way to 0, and I make the release probably around like 20. Probably turn the threshold up to about 25-ish, and the ratio to about around 3. And now I would adjust to taste. So we take a listen to this right away, and we'll kind of adjust it, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Because we have the attack and release set at such a small window, you can already hear the kicks just punching, and then it's finishing off already. It's always good to turn the compressor off and then turn it back on so we can kind of have a comparison. That's probably where I would honestly set my compressor. It's really good to make sidechain subtle. Those little subtle changes are what's going to make your listeners want to keep listening to your track and thinking your kick drum is really hitting really hard. But really what it's doing is it's still sitting down there, but it's just allowing the melody to come down while the kick drum comes through. Let's take a look at the graph to kind of give you a visual idea of where it's at. We also have this little sidechain section here where you can click. It has what you can use for the detection there to change what you want, the different parameters. I typically just leave it as is with the RMS and the detection at max. But again, guys, do this to taste, do your research on it as to what's going to help you out better. But typically, this is how I would do my sidechain. It's just a subtle amount of compression that's happening on the melody, but it's allowing the kick to come through. So we're going to leave the sidechain on, and we're going to throw the other drums on top and kind of take a listen to the track now. I'll turn it off midway as well so we can kind of get an idea what it sounds like with and without. First one here, this is going to be without. Finally, we'll turn it back on. if you want to get those low end kind of nice hitting kicks, Sidechain Compression is going to be your friend with this one. This is kind of has that like Drake, Party Next Door, Dark Toronto kind of R&B trap sort of vibe. You want those kind of hard hitting kicks in the bottom, but you also want to keep it smooth, kind of neo soul style chords as well, with, you know, these little hi-hats and that. That being said, you guys, just a quick tutorial for you today. Sidechain compression, that's kind of how to do it in a nutshell. There is no one trick pony for this, but you do need to add the compressor and set the sidechain to the actual track that you want, and then you can kind of affect it from there. The threshold's your friend, the ratio's your friend. I like to set the attack and release very, very subtly so that the kick just comes up quick and comes back down. With that being said though, you know what to do. Go follow your boy, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. It's Tony Holiday. Thank you for watching, you guys. Keep putting down ideas, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.